should we declare as a nation that fossil fuel money is just as corrupt, that money coming from climate change deniers in the fossil fuel industry is just as corrupt and tainted and poisonous and destructive to our republic, to the United States, as is money from people who have a long history of sexual, whatever, assault or, well, assault, I guess is the word. And it seems to me like, yeah, at the very least, we should be drawing that equivalence. So I'll be picking up your thoughts on that. And then I wanted to also raise this is fascinating. A prosecutor in Montana is actually putting out the word to the police department and to the people of Montana. He's the prosecutor in Bighorn County in Montana. He has announced a, quote, immediate crackdown on any expectant mothers who use drugs or drink alcohol. This is by Catherine Pearson over at Huffington Post. Harris encouraged the public to report instances of mothers to be drinking or using drugs to the sheriff. Now, this, I get it. The rate at which Montana babies were born exposed to narcotics increased tenfold from 2000 to 2013, from fewer than 0.8%, fewer than 1 per 1,000 live births to 9 per 1,000 live births. That's about a tenfold increase. That's what's that, 1,000% increase. It's still a small number, but it's not a good thing. And nationwide, the incidence of newborn withdrawal increased 300% between 2000 and 2013. But, writes Catherine Pearson, research and experience show that treating pregnant women punitively can do more harm than good. An already vulnerable population of women, she writes, may be discouraged from seeking prenatal care or help stopping their drug use. An abrupt discontinuation of opioids during pregnancy, as would happen when an expectant mother is jailed, can lead to preterm labor, fetal distress, and even fetal death. And she compares this to a handmaiden's tale. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and numerous other major medical groups condemned Bighorn County's proposed crackdown. They said it would be ineffective and harmful. Lauren Jansen says there really is zero scientific evidence that this will work. She's the director of pediatrics at Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center for Addiction and Pregnancy. She said anytime you try and separate the well-being of the fetus from the well-being of the mother, you get into a kind of slippery slope. The fetus relies on stable maternal physiology to develop properly, and if you put a woman with an addiction disorder under constant stress, if you put them in jail, if you deny them treatment, if you deny them medication, that's not going to be optimal for the fetus. So, it seems like on its surface, this is more of the idea that women are just baskets to carry men's babies. We're back to, the pre-Van Leeuwenhoek theory that sperm was the homunculus, prior to about 300 years ago, maybe 400 years ago, I'm not sure when Van Leeuwenhoek, the whole microscope thing, prior to the microscope, the belief was that sperm was little tiny fully formed humans that got deposited into women's bread baskets where they cooked for 9 months and popped out, fully formed human. And in fact, there were efforts back, literally 500 years ago and longer, to try inserting that sperm in other animals to see if they could be used as well as women, try cows. Didn't work out all that well. They couldn't figure out why. Why is it? I don't even want that picture in my mind. But anyway, you get my point. And this is this whole idea that a male-dominated, patriarchal, hierarchical society for thousands of years, for the 9,000 years of modern Western civilization, what we call Western civilization, has been totally male-dominated. And the idea, it's only in the last couple hundred years that we even knew that women were contributing to the process, that half of a baby is their DNA. And so, this whole idea had been used to perpetuate this notion that, women are just little, toaster ovens. And this is extraordinarily destructive. So So what I would say is, fine, we want to stop women from using drugs and alcohol during pregnancy. I'm totally down with that. When we ran the Salem Children's Village, we had numerous children come through with fetal alcohol syndrome. I have seen it. I've seen it repeatedly. It's a horrible thing. You do not want children born with fetal alcohol syndrome. But instead of criminalizing the women, we should be supporting them. Why don't we, you know, at the very least, you would think that these so-called pro-life Republicans would say, okay, if a woman becomes pregnant, she instantly qualifies for Medicaid. Instantly. Instantly qualifies for food stamps if she's, you know, below the poverty level, if she can't work or shouldn't work because of her pregnancy. We're going to support her. Instantly qualifies for some kind of housing support. Put into place the systems that will cause her not to feel that she has to turn to drugs or alcohol to deal with the crisis of life in America post-Reaganomics.